What's happening, everybody? How are you? Good afternoon. Actually, good morning. It's just before lunchtime on a dreary, rainy Tuesday, Washington, D.C. And I've gotten a lot of people over the last, I guess, 3.5, almost 4 months that have been commenting and posting about the SBA loan, the EIDL, the Economic Recovery or Disaster Relief loan. And I just wanted to record this just to show people what I did and then what I plan on doing. So the SBA loan, there's been a lot of rumors, there's been a lot of speculation as to who qualifies for this type of a loan and what it is. And I did some research actually after I got approved for it. So I applied, I believe it was in April 2020. I applied and I got denied. Then the second time I applied, I got denied again. And then in late May, I believe, was the third round, and I got denied again because the third round was set aside for agricultural, which my business is not agricultural. And actually, for those of you who don't know me, first time jumping on my channel, possibly, let me tell you a little bit about myself first. Not long after I dropped out of college, I entered the entertainment business. And just before going bankrupt in the entertainment business, I had developed a bunch of different tools and strategies that I've used over the years to grow my business, expand my business, and then share the possibilities with others of how my business can assist them. So we deal with, in the printing industry, we deal with a lot of small business people, anything from a barbershop, hair salon, community, nonprofits. We do a lot of promotions, promotional materials, signage, banners, business cards, door hangers, all sorts of stuff. But I'm not going to bore you with that because the point of view coming on with me on this is to understand the SBA EIDL loan approval process, and then what you can use the loan for, what you can use those funds for. So as I mentioned, that I applied the first 3 rounds of funding and soon realized, a week after the first round, denied, second round, denied, third round, denied. But like many people, I was adamant about continuing to reapply because I feel like as a tax-paying business and a tax-paying person that these funds are set aside exactly for the purpose of expanding my business or helping maintain my business during these tough economic times. So there's 2 different programs that the SBA has, and there's been some questions and speculations as to what's right for you. So they do have the EIDL, the Economic Disaster Relief Loan. They also have the EIDG, which is a grant. But from what I understand, the grant is really a payment of, I think it's like $1,000 per employee. But for me and how my business is structured, I actually have contracted workers. So that really wouldn't work for me. So the EIDL is a much better process. So what I wanted to go over is what these funds can be spent on. And actually, let me share my screen. So this is the loan agreement that I received from the SBA. So once you put in your application, you fill out all the criteria, they'll then send you an email with a link to go in and approve the funding that they're going to allot for you. So when I logged in, I saw that I was approved. If you see right here it is business, and I was approved for $24,000. If you can see that right here, $24,500. And this is if you look here at payment, this is a 30-year loan. Installment payments, including principal and interest, of a $120 monthly payment. So I agreed to a $120 monthly payment, but I received 100% of the funding. I received the whole $24,500 directly deposited into my account the day after I was approved. So this loan is a 30-year loan. It's like any traditional mortgage, basically, any long-term loan. The monthly payment does not start, it says right here, will begin 12 months from the day of the promissory note. That's what this agreement is, the promissory note. The balance of principal and interest will be payable 30 years from that note, and the interest will accrue a rate of 3.75 per annum. But that doesn't bother me, because when I thought about it, I said, wow, I can use these funds for, well, let's go over. They actually define what you're supposed to use this for. So first of all, this is not a collateral-based loan. If it were $25,000 or more, then they would require collateral. And some people might confuse that, saying, ooh, are they going to put a lien against my property? Are they going to put, a lien against one of my assets? No, this is not a personally guaranteed loan. They do check your credit, even though you apply as a business. They do check your credit just to make sure that there are no outstanding liens or judgments against you as a person, because then they wouldn't be able to issue those. Those liens and judgments would have to be made whole before you would do this loan process from the SBA. So loans greater than $25,000 do require collateral, and that would be they would need a letter of good credit rights. They would need a listing of your assets. Let's say you run a business and you have equipment, or you have other assets that they could potentially put a lien against to pay this loan back. But for my scenario, there's no liens or open judgments on myself or my business. So the collateral part really it wasn't a defining factor. But if you look here where I highlighted use of loan proceeds, the borrower will use all the proceeds of this loan solely as working capital to alleviate economic injury caused by disaster occurring in the month of January 31st. And we all know that is COVID-19. And it also states, continuing therefore after for loans of more than $25,000 to pay the UCC lien filing fee. And I think it was like $100 when I looked at it. But I wasn't approved for above the $25,000, so that was not a determining factor for me. So some keys to understand is this is a loan. It is not forgivable, and there's been a lot of comments that I've seen online about what's forgivable, what's not forgivable. This loan is not forgivable, yet you can pay it back at any time. There's no prepayment penalty. And I should mention that even though I don't have a payment due until next year, next summer, my strategy is to use these funds to better my business. And in doing that, I've actually made the decision, because our scope of work, the type of printing work that we're doing right now is not normal. We're not printing the business cards and the postcards. We're doing signage for businesses, social distancing signage. And it's time for us to do an upgrade on some equipment that we have. So just 2 weeks ago, we purchased a brand new machine, which is a wide format roll to roll, mostly for banners, mostly for vinyl signage. And let me see if I can show you. Let me see if I share. All right, here we go. So this is actually the machine we've invested in. It's a HP 335 wide format printer. So the SBA clearly states that you don't have a personal guarantee. And for two, this is emergency working capital to continue your business. So I really don't understand why, if you were a barbershop, right? Let's just say you're a traditional small business. You can actually take these funds and upgrade your equipment and upgrade your marketing and advertising. And maybe you want to launch, a social media campaign. But all in all, the SBA loan process was extremely simple. I filled out, I don't know, maybe 20 questions and got the approval the final time, the fourth time, excuse me. And I just want to, really just to share that it's a loan. It's not forgivable, but you can literally take these funds and push it into your current business that's probably not doing that well. And for me, it was more of, let me say the correct way, understanding what I could and couldn't do with these funds. So I'm not a big proponent of government services, and I don't like government in my business. So I was a little leery about what made the most sense. And then after reading it and determining what made the most sense, you can take these funds and now allocate them into your business. So no personal guarantee. There's no fee. There's nothing involved. I'll put a link down below, to share with you guys. And I'll put a link below because you'll see when we installed this new equipment, and you'll see the capabilities that we're going to be able to provide going forward. So just understanding that you can take these funds, use them for whatever purpose, as long as you're using them to either better your business or maintain your business. So you can even use it to pay your bills, pay your rent, anything that's going to help your business make it through this pandemic. And as we all know, this is going to be going on for many more months. It's already been going on for a few months. But I just wanted to share with you guys that, breaking down how simple it was. If this has helped you in any way, give me a thumbs up, like the content, and if you want, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep trying to add different tools and tricks that I'm using here. And actually, let me bring up one other point. When you receive these funds, you are responsible for bookkeeping. You have to be allocating where you're spending this money and what it is for, because it clearly states in the agreement at any time the SBA can and probably will audit your business to see what you're doing with this loan. It's very broad in its terms as what you can use it for, but you've got to be adamant about bookkeeping. And a tool I just used, so I had my original business bank account is where I asked the SBA to deposit the funds. The funds were deposited. I called my branch and I opened up a new bank account, and I moved those funds into that individual account simply so that I can allocate those funds, right? So now they'll clearly see that my company received the money, the $24,500, and itemized that I spent money to purchase equipment, and then it'll be itemized right there. So I think, guys, that would be like probably the best thing you could do is once you receive an approval, once you receive the funds, just put it into an individual bank account, and then you can have it all itemized. If you are going to get audited, which is likely going to happen, that you will now have proper accountability for this. So let me use my math. So this new piece of equipment was $17,500. So I used about 3/4 of the funds that I was approved for. I now have no note on that machine. I'm going to be able to produce work over the next 12 months that'll now generate revenue to my business using the SBA money. And I don't have a payment due until next year, June of 2021. So I've now taken that assistance that they've provided my business. I'm bettering my business with it. I'm providing a better quality product with those funds. And I have 12 months before payments due, and my note's only $120 a month. So if this helped you guys, I really appreciate everyone chiming in. Thumbs up, like the content, check out the other videos on printing and real estate and other stuff that I do. And I will talk to you guys soon. See ya.